Let me get the crust out of my eyes. Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's been a while since we've talked. As you can see from my puffy rebound face, that it's been a little bit since the competition. It's been exactly, let me see. Well, it's Christmas today, wow. So it's been, damn, what? Almost, when was the show day? 13th, right? Yeah, 12. It's been like 2 weeks. Like 2 weeks now. So, obviously anybody who competed, you kind of get that post-show blues, I guess, whatever you call it. Like, you know, your hormone levels are a little off. You're still tired. You don't digest the food as well. You're a little moody. You know, so much goes into it. Your body kind of like readjusting to normal, and yeah, kind of out of it. So obviously it took a while. I had to find my equilibrium before I made this video. So and I had to gather the footage, you know, just because that was it's kind of all over the place this time. It was just really busy and kind of hard to get the footage. Never mind, either way, here I am, gonna go over the whole thing, okay? So, first and foremost, before I forget, let me go over the Dexter scan results that I said I was gonna go over in the video. So let me do that now, so I don't forget. Okay, so, as you see in the video, I went and got a Dexter scan on the 8th, so about 4 days out, and I'll probably pop this up on the screen. The results is my total body fat was at 5.4%, which if you watch the video, I think I guessed 6%, so pretty accurate. But that's why I tell people, man, I obviously got this for my own personal reasons. I just wanted to see where I was at, just as a gauge. But your body fat doesn't matter, man. Like, it's how you look on stage. So I could, you know, Phil Heath right now could say, hey, I was 4% body fat when I won my first Olympia. And who did he beat? He beat Jay. And Jay could say, well, I was 3%. But does it matter if Phil Heath looked harder and leaner? No, because there's other factors. Obviously, there's the water weight, how hard you are. You know, it can literally come down to your skin, how your skin wraps around a muscle, how full or flat you are. Bodybuilding is not textbook. You know, yes, there's going to be some science, and there's going to be some, you're going to go by the books to a certain extent. But it's so much deeper than that. You have to have an eye. You have to have instincts in this sport. It's a little different. So the body fat doesn't really matter on stage. For instance, I was 5.4%. I'm sure there were the guys who were higher body fat that looked more shredded than me, and I'm sure there was guys lower body fat that looked less shredded than me. So it doesn't really work that way. But 5.4 is, you know, it sounds good. Sounds good at least. So fat tissue was 13 pounds. I had 13 pounds of fat on me. Bone mineral content 8.7. The lady that measured me said I had the lowest body fat she's seen, so that felt good to hear. But because she works with competitors as well, so it's not like she's working with the average person. I don't even think the average person would measure their body fat. The average person would probably even wouldn't care to go get a body mass scan, to be honest. So you're probably looking at mostly at competitors, especially us being in LA, probably mostly fitness people, competitors and stuff anyways. There's a bunch of other stats. Honestly, the body fat was all I really cared to see. It showed you your arms, total mass in your arms. Oh, I didn't even look at that. That's pretty interesting. My arms weigh 41 pounds, and I have 1.9 pounds of fat on my arms. That's interesting. My legs weigh 84 pounds. Wow. Never thought about that. How much does my legs weigh? My legs weigh more than twice my arms, which is good. That's what you want. You know, one of those chicken legs out here. This would be interesting to see, like, pros do this. Like, I want to see physique guys. How much would a physique guy's leg weigh compared to his arms? Or like how much will Big Rammy's leg weigh? If my legs weigh 84 pounds, Big Rammy's legs, oh my God. What, 120 pounds? I don't know. It's gonna be ridiculous probably. My resting metabolic rate is basically 2,500 calories a day. If I don't do anything and I'm just like this, just literally like a statue all day, I would burn 2,500 calories. These are things I never thought of, but that's very interesting to think about. My right leg is 41 pounds and my left leg is 43 pounds. So I have a discrepancy between right and left leg, but my arms are perfectly balanced. I did have a really bad left ankle sprain, and then I was still training legs, but I was favoring the right leg by a lot. I'm pretty sure that had something to do with that, but 2 pounds isn't bad. I'll take that. I kind of want to go get this again 2 weeks after the show. Wonder how much fat I put on in 2 weeks. I mean, I'm pretty lean. Still have my abs, obviously, 2 weeks, but I'm still pretty lean. A little bit watery, obviously. When you rebound after the show, you're gonna hold water, but the water shows up as muscle. So I don't know. If I had to guess, maybe 7%. I can't see myself going up too much, but I kind of want to go get it done. I'll probably get it done after Christmas, after I eat all this junk food, just to see how the fat works, how fast you can put on fat. That'd be interesting. Cause I think a lot of times what we think is fat is water weight. Like when it happens fast. Obviously, if you have a long off season of eating crap, then that's body fat. But like in 2 weeks, I think it's water. All right. That's enough of that. So, the part you've been waiting for. Let me go over the show. I've been getting a lot of messages. Let me not gas it and act like I'm famous or something. When I say a lot, I mean a good amount. Maybe 10, 15 DMs, and on YouTube, maybe another 10, 15 comments. So, maybe like 30 people. It's not like I'm talking about hundreds of people, but 30 people is a lot to ask for the same thing. So, obviously I'm going to get to it. Anyways, so I'm pretty sure I documented the whole thing, right? Yeah. Documented most of it. So basically, I started my prep about 16 weeks out. I'm going to put up the pictures, but I'm sure you guys already seen it in my YouTube videos if you've been keeping up. And I was about like in the 290s, pretty fat. Those who've been following me know I had the pneumonia. That was last year? Yeah, it was last year, 2019. Last year, May, and I lost all my gains, lost all my muscle, and then started building the muscle back. I stayed natty just because I felt like if I was able to catch pneumonia, my body was under duress, and the pneumonia caused a lot of complications. So I just gave my body a rest, came off of everything, and just ate and worked out, and wasn't eating clean or anything like that. Training was heavy, but not very conducive to bodybuilding as far as really training bodybuilding. So I basically got pretty fat and lost a good amount of muscle. So I won't say skinny fat, that's an overstatement obviously, but I was pretty fat, and I wasn't as muscular as I've been in the past. Basically got cleared by my doctor to compete. All my health markers were back where it needed to be. It was basically like a whole year. So I mean, I would hope so, because there was no real underlying health issues. It was pretty much the pneumonia that caused complications. So it wasn't like I was this unhealthy guy. I was a pretty healthy guy that just probably pushed my body a little too hard and just put it under duress, and my body fought back, and then I gave my body a break, and it healed, and it got better. So got cleared to compete. I want to say early August. I got cleared, so hitting my coach Justin Compton. I fucks with him. I like Justin Compton. I liked him as a bodybuilder. I like him just as much as a coach, if not more. So I have a lot of respect for him as well. Really, really cool guy. Really great coach. Really good coach. Anyways, so hit him up. Said, hey, let's prep. He said, let's do it. So we started prep 16 weeks out. The goal was to get shredded as possible because I was pretty fat. Like I said, I'll put up some pictures. But also try to put on some of the muscle I lost at the same time, which I don't really believe in going into the show, because usually it just means you're kind of like taking one step forward, one step back. But in this situation, being that I already had the muscle, it's more muscle memory than anything. So I felt like it was possible, and that's exactly what we did. I kind of grew into the show. It took a while for my body to respond. I pretty much looked the same. I was losing weight, but as far as body fat and condition, pretty much looked the same for a long time, but just losing weight. So that was kind of stressful. My coach mentioned it too, like, okay, you're dropping weight, but I don't see the conditioning. I think that was just a matter of being too fat and not having enough muscle, and also my body just not being dieted down for 2 years. So I don't know. I feel like it was just adjusting, and it was really being, my body was really resisting the diet early on for sure, and then we turned things up. I want to say around, I mean, we turned things up slowly, but I want to say around 8 weeks out, maybe 7. Let's say from 8 to 6 weeks out, my body finally started changing, and that's when everybody started noticing, like, wow, you getting ready for a show? You look like you're getting lean, right? That was really fast, and I'm like, no, it wasn't fast. So I've been dieting this whole time. Well, I guess it's still kind of fast, relatively, but I've been dieting this whole time. I just haven't looked any different till last week, but been dieting for the last 8 weeks, believe it or not. And yeah, my body started responding to a point and started dialing it in. The glutes and hams were horrible though. The glutes and hams were horrible. Upper body was coming in nice. Glutes and hams were just resistant. So he had to really like play with the diet. He couldn't just keep bringing me down, because I seem to just have been getting smaller, but not harder. So he would bring me down, bring me back up, bring me down, bring me back up, and that seemed to be working pretty well. I guess fast forward to about 2 weeks out. He's a very honest coach as well, so he's not gonna BS you. So let's say about 2 weeks out, he's kind of like, okay, so here's the deal. You're not gonna be 100%. Obviously, you can see it. I can see it. We tried. We pushed hard, but you're not gonna be 100%. But I think you can bring a pretty respectable look, and depending on who's there and how respectable the look is, you could still do pretty decent. But at that point, I didn't think that I thought that I probably wasn't gonna win the pro card. But I mean, what do you do at that point, right? I'm not gonna stop and pull out the show like that. That's just not something I do. So and I just push harder. Like, that's all I know. I'm like, okay, I'm definitely behind, so I guess I'll push harder. So I started doing 2 days training and pushing my heart rate higher. So so let's say my coach recommends 130 to 140 heart rate for most of the prep. I started pushing it to like 150, 160, just to see if I could, bring the condition even more. And that's what I did. And my body did change a lot in those last 2 weeks. I'm not gonna lie. I think I posted a video 2 weeks out, maybe, or a week out. I think I posted a video like a week and a half out, and all the comments were saying that I wasn't in shape, and I look off season. And there was some truth in that. I obviously wasn't 100%. It doesn't take a genius to see that. I obviously wasn't 100%. But like I said, what's the alternative? So I'm just gonna push harder and try to come in 100%. I'm still gonna try. I'm not gonna give up. Like I don't know. It's just not what I do. I'm not gonna give up. So I just kept pushing harder. And as you've seen in this video, I was able to. There's a pretty drastic difference between the week and a half video and the 1 day out video. It's pretty much night and day. The glutes came in, hams came in to a point, not 100%, but came in still. You can see lines in my glutes. You can see some condition in my glutes. So definitely came a long way. But obviously, to win USA, you have to look like a pro. I don't think I look like a pro bodybuilder at that show. They came, stepped on stage. They called first call out. Boom, they didn't call yeah. So they came. A day out, I started feeling a little more confident. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, all things considered, I think I brought it in pretty decent. With my structure and shape, I might do pretty good. I'm gonna have the best shape and structure on stage, so maybe that'll carry me. Let me not say on stage, in the super heavyweight division, because I'm sure there was classic guys and like heavyweight guys that had better structure than me. I'm pretty sure. So I'm like, I could probably still pull this look off for a while. Like I said, I don't think I'm gonna win at this point, but I can probably pull off, top 3 maybe. I think I could do that. So stepped on stage. They call first call out. They don't call my number. I'm like, oof. Well, I guess I didn't get first call out. And then they shuffle it up. You know how they do that. They kind of like send a couple people back and call some people. It's not like a second call out far. They send everybody back, but it still is a second call out. You know what I'm talking about? Like they'll say like this person back in line, and they're gonna be like the top 2, and they call out another 2. They didn't call me again. Boom. Okay. They do it again. They didn't call me at this point. I'm like, wow. So I guess this is how it feels to, cause I mean, so this is my first national show, right? So, which means I've been doing local and regional shows this whole time. So, I usually win my show. I usually win my weight class at least, or I win the overall, right? But I've gotten second before at a really big regional show, but I'm never outside the first call out. I'm never outside the top 2. So this is the first for everything, right? But that's why you move up in levels. That's why you don't stay compete. I mean, I actually know people who compete at local and regional levels and never do a national show, which I understand for a while to make sure you're ready. But I mean, eventually you got to step up, right? You got to make the push for your pro card. So, anyways, yeah. So it was an interesting feel. I'm standing there. I'm like, huh. You're so dead and you're so tired that you're not like. Your feelings are kind of weird, and especially me, I don't look at bodybuilding like some people do. Like I'm not the kind of guy. This is bullshit. Like I've just never been that person. Like I love bodybuilding, and I always want to win. Always want to make no mistake. I don't compete for myself. I don't do anything. I compete to win. Like I'm, none of that BS that I just want to get better. I don't care about none of that. Or I compete to win. Obviously, I want to get better, but I compete to win. But at the same time, like it doesn't like. How do I say this? Because I don't want to sound like I don't care about placings, because I 100% care about placings, probably more than anybody. But at the same time, it doesn't affect me as that deep. Like, if I was to get dead last at a show, like it wouldn't emotionally, it wouldn't like tear me apart. Like, and the way I see some competitors go, like it would motivate me to get better. I want to know what's wrong, and how do I make sure this doesn't happen again. And I'll take every step to guarantee this never happens again, right? So, like this show, right? So I basically got third call out. Yeah, third call out. And the way I look at it is, this will never happen again. I can guarantee you, I will never get third call out at the national level again, ever. It's not gonna happen. I promise you that. Like, you can screen record this and like send it to me. Like, this will never happen again. Period. I guarantee you that. That's a promise. Okay. Period. I don't give a fuck who's there. So that's how I feel about it. Like, as you can see, I'm passionate about it, but I'm not like the guy that's gonna be crying in the corner like, oh, I can't believe politics and this is BS. It doesn't hurt me emotionally. It's like it's a sport to me, like, right? Like, if I don't know, if LeBron James loses a game, like, he doesn't go and cry and say bullshit and this is politics. Like, he doesn't do that. He just gets better from the next game. I come from a sports background. We do it. What happens. We always want to win. But if we don't win, we get better and come back and win. We don't complain. We don't bitch and moan. We don't come up with excuses. There's no excuse, okay? Listen, was it rushed? Did I not have enough time to get lean and peak properly? Yes. But whose fault is that? That's my fault. Why is that my fault? Because I should have stayed leaner to begin with. Like, I can't stop myself from getting pneumonia per se, right? So the pneumonia was a freak thing. So that happened. I lost muscle. That's cool. Losing muscle doesn't mean you have to get fat. Getting fat was a choice. Okay? So yes, quarantine happened. I didn't want to sit at home eating chicken breast during quarantine while I was stressed out. I wanted to eat ice cream and junk food. That's a choice. I chose to do that. So it's still my fault. Okay? It's not my coach's fault that I came to him 16 weeks out, fat and small. He can't control it. All he can do is try to bring me down to the best of his abilities. That's it. With what he has in front of him. That's it. So it's my job to stay within striking distance to be able to come in properly. Or if it's not possible, it's my job to say, okay, let me pick a show that gives me enough time to be at my best. So that's on me. But I have no regrets. I wanted to do that show in particular for my own reasons, and I did it. And now I'm in striking distance as far as body fat, so it won't be hard for me to, jump into another show and not get fat, right? So, yeah, so basically you get better and you come back in and you get what's yours. So, after the show, a lot of people at the gym, they're like, how do you feel? Are you okay? And I'm like, what? Like, you think a family member died or something? Like, it's not that kind of party. Like, are you okay? Like, almost like, I know they're just being good friends, but it's almost offensive to me. Like, well, you think this is my life's work? That, like, I don't know. Like, how intense do you think this is? Like, you think I'm like demoralized, crushed? Just like, they almost talk to you like with sympathy, like, oh, like you're gonna be crushed or something. But I get it, because a lot of people do feel that way, but I just don't feel that way. Like, or they'll be like, how you feel? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, how do you feel? I'm like, feel like I need to get better. Like, what do you want to say? Well, how do you feel about your placing? I don't have feelings about my play. It's not a feeling thing. I don't go home and feel it. I don't feel the placing. I look at the placing. I go, okay, third call out, cool. Now I'm gonna get better and not get third call out. It's pretty simple to me. It's not that complex to me. So, like I said, I get it though. I get why they accept it. They just care about me, which is good that people actually care about me. So I'm not being I'm not trying to be ungrateful, but yeah, you can't look at life like that. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of things going for me, and that's not like the end all be all for me in my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely gonna come back, and I'm definitely gonna get my pro card. That's something that I'm gonna do, 100%. It's a big goal of mine, and something that I can do. I have the genetics to do it. I just have to put it all together on the day of the show, and I feel that I can. I feel like I have the mental capacity to do so, and I will do so. Okay, but like I said, it doesn't make or break me as a person. It doesn't harm me emotionally. It doesn't make me destroyed. The video cut off for some reason. I guess my camera only records for 30 minutes straight, and I didn't realize. Excuse me. I didn't realize I've been talking for 30 minutes. I talk too damn much, so that's enough talking. You guys get the point. If I left anything out, let me know, and I'll cover it in the next video. But as of now, thanks for watching the video. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at BeattyFall. Email me for coaching at BeattyFall@iCloud.com. And I'll be back to get what's mine, which is the IFBB Pro card. Okay. And listen, when you do YouTube, you gotta post the good with the bad. I can't just post when I win shows and I'm all happy and stuff. I have to post when it doesn't do so well, right? It is what it is, man. Full transparency. This is a hard sport, right? This is a hard sport. You don't always peak properly. You don't always win. That's life. But it just sets the ground for the comeback story. So I think it just makes it that much more fun and interesting when you come back, you know, against all odds and against what you've against your failures, and you succeed. It just makes it that much more fun. But anyways, peace out. See you guys next time. Peace. Gains. That rebound bicep is full as hell, right? See that? I'll see you guys next time. Peace.